Hello guys, welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do a design. My tips have already been prepped because it honestly takes forever to prep them on camera, and I do have a separate video on that, so you can check that out. It's my second video on my channel. But yeah, I use these stiletto tips because they're the only ones that could fit my nails properly. Imagine the struggling. But yeah, I'm going to show you how I prep the tips. I won't show you how I prep all of them, but I'll show you how I do one, the thumb, how I just file the side walls a bit, and I file by the cuticle area, and I file the rest of the tip because I feel like it helps stop the gel from lifting. I don't know if it does, I just feel like it does. So I always do that. And then after I am done with that, I shape the tips using my file, my manual file, and I also clip. Like, I don't want to waste my file just filing it into an oval. But you know, you have to be careful with using a nail clipper to shape the nail before, because you might just do it too short or skew or something like that. Trust me, it's happened before, and it's stressful. But you live and you learn. I've done it enough to always be accurate when I use a nail clipper to shape it. But I did the same thing for the rest of my nails. And then I use this brush just to dust off any excess dust that's left after filing. And then I took a noodle break. Because hunger eats, guys. Hunger kills. But yeah, I came back and I sprayed my cleanser just to get rid of any extra particles that are left, just to make sure like the tip is extra clean, no hairs, nothing will stand in the way of great nails. And then we go in with our rubber base. I'm using the Blink Girl number 13 rubber base, and I think it's just like the perfect base. I think this base goes with every skin tone, guys, to be honest. And I'm just gonna go in with that. I'm gonna do 2 layers of it, and then we'll go ahead and start with the design afterwards. So I did the other side off camera, and voila! We are starting with the tortoise shell design. I said that's slow for a reason because I actually struggled to say the word. But for the base, I mixed a top coat and a brown gel polish. Also, don't judge my palette. I think it looks artistic like this. But I mixed a brown and top coat to have like a gelish brown color for the base of the tortoise. shell. Yes. And I'm gonna do 2 coats of that. No, actually just 1 coat, but I'm gonna apply like a first layer and then add a little bit more just to saturate the color a little bit more. Then you're going to apply blooming base gel. Just 1 coat of blooming base gel. I got mine from Mascara Nails and it works perfect. Yes, but after the layer you're not going to cure it right away. I've already put my black gel on my palette, so you're gonna grab a dotting tool. This is before you cure the blooming base layer, by the way. You're gonna grab a dotting tool, pick up a ball or just pick up some gel and just gently press onto the nails like the pattern you'd like to do. Some of the circles can be bigger, some can be smaller, just to have it like not look uniform. Because if you look at like a tortoise shell, it doesn't have a uniform pattern, you know. But yeah, after you do that, you're just gonna wait for it to spread a little bit, just to give that like blending into each other effect, but not too much into each other. And this is how they both came out. Next, we are going to do a very simple French. Well, I say simple, but we all know French is hard to do, guys. Like, it's so hard to like perfect French, and French actually takes forever to do. But this is a classic white French. It's not too much of a deep smile line. It's just like slightly deep and it's a bit thick, but yeah. Clean up the side walls and voila, done the other side. Okay, so for the next finger we are gonna do a slight aura effect in the middle, but first we're gonna start with this blue from Mascara Nails. It's called Ahoy. Ahoy. Yes, the more I say the word, the weirder it sounds. But yeah, I'm gonna do 2 coats of this blue and cure both coats for 60 seconds. And before we do the aura effect in the middle, we're gonna add like a lighter shade of blue, also from Mascara Nails. I think it's called I Lie Like You or something. Yes, but I'm gonna draw a thin, well, I wanted it to be thinner, but it was a bit complicated since I was doing it on myself, like just having my hand have the rigidity the rigidness or whatever, like the stillness, to draw this line without it looking too wonky. But yes, I drew a border with light blue around the navy, and then eventually I'm gonna do like a light aura in the middle. It's not gonna be anything too hectic, but it's definitely gonna make quite a difference to the design of the nail. And then boom, we are on to the next step in the blue nail design. I'm applying a matte top coat. This is what we're gonna apply the aura on top of. But after you apply the matte top coat, you cure it. I've seen videos where they say you cure it for like 30 seconds only, but I sometimes cure it for 60 seconds and it still works out. I'm going to be using an eyeshadow palette. Yes, I'm sure we all have this in our houses. If not, they're actually very easy to get, even like really cheap ones. But I use this sometimes as like a pigment powder, and a round brush, like a little brush like this one that's sort of round, and you dab a little bit and you go to your cured matte top coat, and then you can dab it into the middle. But because the white is not very heavily pigmented, it's hard to have it like really show. So I dab it and then I rub it in a little bit too, and I take another brush just to clean off like the extra particles of the white powder. And then you're gonna go in with your top coat on top of that, and as you can see, it's got like a slight aura effect to it. For the next design, I kind of thought of this, like I made it up. I made it up in my own big brain. I don't know, I like it because I haven't seen it before, but I hope it makes sense with the set. Well, it's gonna have to. It has no choice but to make sense with the rest of the set. But I'm just gonna paint it black, do like a really deep, really thick black French, almost halfway into the nail, and then fill it up, paint it up. I think next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a thick red French, just as I've done with the black, and then just do a black border around it. I realized when I was doing this that like this is probably not the smartest way to do it, but again, we live and we learn. You know, everything when it comes to being a nail tech, there's so many things that are trial and error, and you just have to learn from each and every design and each and every set you do on people. But yeah, for this one I learned that it would have been smarter to first do a red thick French and then do a black border around it, like a French border. But yes, we move. Now watch me do this for like a few minutes, and then yeah, I added another layer of the red because obviously the first layer wasn't showing that much because it's on top of black. Yeah, this wasn't. But again, we move. After I was done with that, I cured it for 60 seconds. Last but not least are the thumbs. First I'm cleaning it up. I sprayed some cleanser onto this mini paper towel thing and just cleaning it up. I don't know if you noticed, but when I was doing the other nails, I was kind of using my thumbs to clean up the side walls of other gels. So I kind of had to clean it up a bit before I start with the next design. And these ones are going to be pretty simple. It's just wine red, plain wine red on the thumbs. I just thought red would go very well with the set. I don't know why, but it made sense to me. It made quite a bit of sense. You're going to cure that for 60 seconds, then you're going to do a second coat. I'm only going to do 2 coats because I like the shade when it's just 2 coats. And on to the next, we are gonna add some gems or add some charms to the nails so they don't look like basic, you know. Just gonna elevate them a little bit so they have a bit of an edge to them. I'm gonna add a golden star charm on my middle finger on the French tip design just to elevate, and I'm using rhinestone glue to stick on the charms. You have to cure it so that it sticks. So right now the glue is still a bit wet, so if I do remove the charms, as you can see, they can slip off the nail. But you can do flash cure in between as well, just to keep the gems in place before you do the final cure in the UV lamp. But for now, I'm just sticking on the charms. I'd already put rhinestone glue on the placements where I wanted it to be. So now I'm just adding the charms. This stick thing that I'm using, it's genuinely made to pick up charms. Like, it's a charm picker. But yeah, that's how it looks. I cured it afterwards, and now it's top coat. Guys, I love this top coat. This is the Mega Gloss top coat from Dare Nails, and it's just like so perfect. The shine, the sealing, it does exactly what it needs to do, guys. Make sure the top coat fully covers the charms so that it seals it in, you know, so they don't pop off as easily or just like get lost easily. And this was the final outcome. Woohoo! We made it to the end, guys. Thank you so much for sticking through and watching this video. Hope it helped. Do your girl a favor and like, comment and subscribe. Bye.